Hello everyone, welcome back again to Liverpool Report today. We've got the latest updates on our beloved club Liverpool, but before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of Liverpool Report news. Let's get started. Materazzi has hailed Virgil van Dijk as the best defender in the world today. But the 2006 World Cup winner insists the Liverpool captain wouldn't have held the same title during his own playing days. A titles and a historic treble under Jose Mourinho. He is notorious for baiting Zinedine Zidane into a headbutt during the 2006 World Cup final, which led to the France legend's sending off and Italy's triumph. The tough tackling and highly aggressive centre-half also spent a season with Everton in the 1998-99 campaign, where he racked up 3 red cards in just 27 appearances. He has kept an eye on all things Merseyside since, having been left especially impressed by Van Dijk's performances for the Reds. Appearing on the Rio Ferdinand Presents podcast, presented by Qatar Airways, he ranked the Dutch defender above all current centre-backs. Van Dijk for me, he stated, because he's strong, he's fast, he has personality, he's a captain. All people follow him. For me, it's very important. But despite all of his praise, the 51-year-old named his own idol and former international teammate AC Milan and Lazio icon Alessandro Nesta as a better centre-back than Van Dijk. Materazzi revealed I had one idol. It was Nesta. Nesta was, for me, the best when I was 21 years old. Before, maybe Marco van Basten, because I loved him. He was an amazing striker. But after, I tried to watch Sandro Nesta. He was my idol. Also, when we played together, for me, it was not easy, because I played with my idol. I had an emotional problem with him, because in my opinion, he was one of the best. When quizzed by Ferdinand on whether Nesta would be the best defender in today's game, and if he was better than Van Dijk and Real Madrid's Antonio Rudiger, Materazzi replied, I think so. Paolo Maldini too, but, for me, Nesta by a little bit was better than Maldini. Van Dijk being mentioned in the same bracket as legendary World Cup and Champions League winners is indicative of the level he has reached in football. Since his Liverpool transfer from Southampton in 2018, Van Dijk's name has become world-renowned for his deceptive pace, defensive prowess, leadership, expert tackling and ball-playing ability. Now in his 8th season at Liverpool and having taken over as captain last year, Van Dijk is poised to lift another Premier League title, adding to his already impressive collection that includes FA Cup, EFL Cup, Champions League and FIFA Club World Cup winners' medals. The international break has come at a good time for Darwin Nunez, who is delighted to get away from his struggles at Liverpool to play for Uruguay. Liverpool have endured a miserable period with their exit from the Champions League at the hands of Paris Saint-Germain, followed by the Carabao Cup final defeat by Newcastle on Sunday. Nunez played only a minor role in both games, coming off the substitutes bench, but without making an impact. Nunez has contributed 7 goals in 41 appearances across all competitions for Liverpool this season. He has struggled for consistency under Arneslot, who has been reluctant to start him regularly, and there have been rumours that he could be sold in the summer transfer window. The 25-year-old forward is therefore more than happy to be whisked away to play for his country, who face Argentina and Bolivia in World Cup qualifiers. After touching down at Carrasco International Airport in Uruguay, Nunez spoke to the local media, where he lamented the fact the ball doesn't want to go in. To forget a little about what's happening there. And besides, there's nothing more beautiful for a player than wearing your country's jersey, he told El Pais of his motivation for the matches. I'm happy thinking about the national team, enjoying every minute with it. These are moments that one goes through in football, and as I said recently, I'm not someone who throws in the towel because they don't play, but rather I'm going to keep working so I can play. I know I'm not performing as well as I should. It's difficult because when you're doing well, like when I came on against PSG, your confidence changes, with the idea of being able to break it in the next match. But then you get a slump, and I'm always there to help my teammates when I come back to the national team. Nunez's crucial penalty miss in the shootout against PSG last week summed up his recent difficulties with Liverpool. Slot has preferred to play Diogo Jota as his side's central striker, with Nunez only starting 8 Premier League games this season. The Dutchman was critical of Nunez's unacceptable work rate after games against Wolves and Aston Villa, but claimed he was back to being the normal Darwin after he set up Harvey-Elliott's goal in the first leg against PSG. Nunez will hope he can perform well for Marcelo Bielsa and Uruguay in the coming days before returning to Merseyside. Liverpool are 12 points clear at the top of the Premier League and will have to get themselves ready for the Merseyside derby against Everton on April 2nd, before a difficult trip to face Fulham at Craven Cottage 4 days later. Liverpool's Curtis Jones has provided clarity on comments he made during pre-season regarding life at Liverpool under Arneslot, as opposed to Jurgen Klopp. The young midfielder turned heads when he revealed he was the happiest he's been at the club. Jones also made remarks on the team's tactics, noting they seemed less hurried in their approach to attacking under Slot. This led some to interpret those comments as veiled jabs at Klopp. However, the German gave the academy graduate his debut back in January 2019 and was known to have a healthy relationship with Jones, who has now explained his stance. "It definitely wasn't a dig at Jurgen," Jones said to The Athletic. "I owe him so much. Jurgen changed me from a boy to a man. There were times when I thought I'd need a loan spell to get more game time, but he kept me around the team." At the time, the 24-year-old claimed that Slot's possession-based style suited his game. "He's amazing," Jones had told reporters during a press conference ahead of this season. "It's probably the happiest I've been in terms of a style of play that suits me. It's a clear plan in training and he's fully involved, coaching us a lot." Jones has since elaborated on the interview. "Jurgen made me understand the game a lot more from being a kid at the academy who was scoring and assisting all the time and didn't really have to run," he added. "I could do whatever I wanted." The next step was to keep that ability, but change stuff like passing the ball even more and the work off the ball. "I wasn't always the best kid, but I wasn't arrogant or cocky. I just wanted the best for myself. He was the man who made me understand so much." Jones played his 37th game of the season on Sunday, as Slot's team lost in the Carabao Cup final against Newcastle United. While the midfielder also missed a penalty in the Champions League last 16 shootout with PSG last week, it's been comfortably his finest season since breaking into Liverpool's first team. Jones also earned praise for his candid response following Liverpool's European Cup disappointment. "Stepping up and trying to help the team in every moment I can is the type of person that I am," he said on Instagram post-match. "This comes with risk and failing. Last night I got a taste of that. I can live with missing, but I can't live without taking the responsibility." His performances this season have now earned him a spot in Thomas Tuchel's 26-man England squad for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers against Albania and Latvia. "I'm buzzing," Jones told The Athletic. "To get called up shows how well you're doing for your club."